Hello, how's everyone doing? Happy Monday to everyone. I hope everyone is having a fantastic start to the week. And I hope everyone has a most wonderful week. I know these are hard times right now, but my prayer is that we all make it and we all get through it. You all today, come with me in the kitchen and let's make chicken and broccoli stir fry my way. I have all the ingredients already taken out that I need. I have the chicken already cut up, the broccoli, and the onions. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to season this chicken. And I'm only using one seasoning, and that will be this Montreal steak. So I'm just going to sprinkle this on here. And this is going to be basically the only seasoning that I use. Okay, I'm going to stir this around, and no worries, you all. My hands are clean. And I have a bag of cornstarch and a little bit of flour mixed together that I'm going to shake this chicken up in. Okay, you all, I'm going to finish getting the seasoning on the chicken, and I'll be back so we can shake the chicken up. Okay, this is what the chicken is looking like now that it has been seasoned. Now I'm going to drop it in the bag of flour and cornstarch. Okay, I'm back. I have the chicken in the bag of flour and cornmeal. And you all, if you put yours in the bag like this, remember, make sure you seal it up real good. So all I'm going to do right now is just shake this chicken up. And you all, I'm going to shake it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the pan on, and we're going to use a little bit of olive oil to cook this with. So I'll be back when I'm done shaking up this chicken, and it's time to drop the chicken in the oil. Okay, so I placed some olive oil in this pan. I'm waiting on the olive oil to get hot, and then we'll start frying up the chicken. Okay, you all, while I'm waiting on the olive oil to get hot, I wanted to come in and show you that I made some pinto beans in the crock pot last night, and I put some turkey meat in them. You all, a bag of pinto beans is like, you can get a bag of pinto beans for like $1 and some change. You don't have to have a crock pot. You can just make them in a pot with your favorite seasonings. You don't even have to have this turkey neck. But just imagine if I had some rice and put the beans over the rice with the turkey. That's a meal within itself. Okay, you all, back to making the chicken broccoli stir fry. Okay, so I think the oil is close to being hot. I'm going to test this by dropping just a little bit of the flour and cornstarch in here. Okay, it's ready. And you all, you see I just got all of that on my hands. And no worries, my hands are clean. So I'm just going to throw this chicken in here. Okay, you all, and we're going to cook the chicken until it's brown. Well, we're going to cook this chicken until it's done on all sides. And today I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to make sure when I do cook this broccoli today that I don't kill all the vitamins in it. Okay, you all, I'm going to go and let this first batch of chicken cook. I'll be back to show you what it's looking like as it's cooking and once it's done. Okay, this is what the chicken is looking like so far while it's frying. And I was able to get the whole bag in this wok. Okay, you all, I'll be back the closer to them getting done. Okay, this is what the chicken is looking like now. I'm going to let it cook maybe for about 2 or 3 more minutes and I'm going to pull it out so we can go ahead and work on our onions and our sauce. Alright, you all, I'm about to pull this chicken out. And this is, let me take you up close. This is what it's looking like. It's just a little bit browner. So we're going to go ahead and take that out and work on our onions. Okay, this is the bowl of finished chicken. Now let's go ahead and make our sauce. I'm back, you all, and the next thing we're going to do, we're going to make this sauce, but the first thing I'm going to do is add a teaspoon of ginger, and I have these frozen little cubes that I got from Aldi, and I'm going to add it fell out, a teaspoon of ginger, and a teaspoon of garlic, and we're just going to let that cook, break down real quick. Let me cut this burner down a little bit. And I'm just cooking this garlic and ginger until it's golden brown. And it starts to smell fragrant. Now, I have a little bit of onions over here to the side that I'm going to add first. I just want to cook them a little bit until they're translucent. I'm also going to add just a little bit of water so that it'll start caramelizing the onions. Because I used to use oil all the time trying to get my onions caramelized, and the trick is actually water. So I'm just putting a few onions in this stir fry. Okay, and you all, I'm just going to go and let these cook for a few minutes. Then I'll be back because we're going to make our sauce with the onions in here. Then once we're done with the sauce, we'll come back in and add the broccoli and the chicken. And that way, the broccoli will still have a crunch, as opposed to me cooking it to death and killing all the vitamins. So I'll be back in a few minutes when these onions are translucent. All right, you all, I have these onions where I want them to be. That's brown enough for me. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to come in here and pour in some cornstarch water. Now let me cut my pan up a little bit. And we're going to let that start thickening up. And we'll see how thick it is as to how much more water we may need to add. Okay, you all, while this is doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead, and I don't have a recipe for this. I just do as much as I think and taste it as I go. But the next thing we're going to do is add some Worcestershire sauce. And you all, I'm using sweet soy sauce, but they have low sodium soy sauce, regular soy sauce. For some reason, I just like the sweet soy sauce. Now I'm going to come in with some honey. And like I said, I don't have a measurement. I just put in what I think. The only thing that is measured is the teaspoon of ginger and the teaspoon of garlic. But other than that, I just do whatever I feel. And this is the sweet chili sauce. So I'm going to pour that. Okay, you all, I'm going to let this cook together. And then I'll taste it and see what else I may or may not need to add to it. It looks pretty. We shall see what it tastes like. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'll taste it from there. And once I get it right, the only thing we have left to do is to add in our chicken and the broccoli. Okay, you all, I'll be back when it's time to taste this sauce. All right, you all, I have tasted the sauce, and this is where I need it to be. I'm going to take you down in the pan so you can see what it's looking like, and then we're just going to add the chicken and broccoli, and we'll be done. Okay, so this is what the sauce is looking like. I don't know if you can see that it's thickening up, and it tastes delicious. Okay, you all, so the last thing we're getting ready to do is we're going to put in the chicken and the broccoli. Let me make sure I have you up here right. Okay, let me grab my broccoli. And I'm just gonna, and y'all only had a little bit of broccoli because I used half of my broccoli the other day when I made the beef steak and broccoli stir fry. So we just make it do what it do. And now in goes the chicken. Now you all we have to do, stir this together. Coat everything. Okay, and now the broccoli, right now, it's currently hard, but I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, and that way it'll cook down, but it won't cook too much where we can still have our vitamins that's in the broccoli. Okay, you all, I'll be back when it's done, and it's time for us to eat because the first bite is going to go to you. Y'all, this smells so good, and to me, it looks so good. Let me take you down in this pot. Okay, this is what it's looking like. Chicken and broccoli stir fry my way. I'll be back in a few minutes when it's time for us to eat. Okay, you all, this is my finished plate. Chicken broccoli stir fry my way. Now, let's taste it. Let's give the first bite to you. And I'm going to give you a piece of chicken with a piece of broccoli. I think it ended up cooking too much anyway, you all. But that's okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to give you this piece, but when I get ready to eat it, I'm going to try a smaller piece of chicken. So, the first bite goes to you. Now, let me try it. Let me get me a smaller piece of chicken. Okay, you all. That's really good. It's really the sauce that makes it, but that is really good. The broccoli is actually still crunchy. So, you all, this took me maybe about 15 minutes. So, you all, I hope you all have a most wonderful week, a most wonderful evening, and a most wonderful meal. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe. And make some chicken and broccoli stir fry your way.